Okay, today I'd like to share what is the proper grip of the Tai Chi sword. It seems to be some misconceptions out there amongst different practitioners. Now, first of all, here's a typical sword. Okay, as I stated in my earlier video, I prefer the slanting upward guard design. Now, the proper grip is with the sword flush against your hand, against the grip, with this part extending. Okay, so how do we establish the proper grip? Well, in my Tai Chi sword form, you grab it, it comes down, and it falls in there. That's the little detail of the sword form, and then the sword form begins, and you continue from there. Now, if you establish proper grip with the slanting downward guard, already it's digging into your finger and the back of your hand. So that's why I think this guard is definitely no good for the proper grip. Now, there are some Tai Chi practitioners that I have seen try to hold the sword like this. I don't know where they got this. There was an article on Inside Kung Fu. I saw this once. I couldn't believe it. So you might say, well, okay, why not just hold it here? There's a couple of reasons. When you're playing the sword form, a lot of the movements seem like they're kind of surgical. So it's easier to do these little surgical movements with your fingertip like this, kind of like a fencing sword. Seems better. But if you do any kind of practical combat with a live blade, you're going to find out real quickly, blade against blade, blade against staff or spear, that you need support on your hand. You need the support, and also, most importantly, by the tips of the guard against your hand, you always know your spatial awareness of where the edge of the blade is. On a lot of handles, like this particular one is round. Some other handles are better. This one is not round, it's kind of oval. You can tell spatially where it is when you grab it. However, it really doesn't matter. If the guard is up against your hand, you always know where this blade is going to be when you swing it in space and time. And when you're swinging it fast and hard and heavy against a hard object, this support is really imperative, because if it's out here, it could easily slip, twist, okay? And also there are some movements in the sword form where we assist the sword with the other hand. Okay. Also movements where we might actually put it in the palm, and notice the skeletal structure, how it's totally against your bone structure. That's what you need in this grip and in the Tai Chi form. Now, what you're going to find is by holding it this way, some of the movements are going to seem less precise. So how do you compensate? With your whole body structure, you're actually going to find that you're aligning yourself in a more circular pattern, in a stronger pattern with your bone structure, and it's actually more effective. So I would tell you to try this grip if you haven't done it already, and feel the difference.